Hello everybody, it's me, Martinez-Bateman, and this is the planner portion of my YouTube channel. So I've got obviously some tags covering up like client names, people's names, etc. But I thought I'd show you how I am doing stuff in my Rhodia Goalbook. So I basically have, this is my grid. I have 5 full days, and then each weekend day takes up half a page. That is working out for me really well. I do still think it's kind of ugly. The fact that it really just goes every edge of the page, it doesn't feel like there's a lot of space here. Like this little tracker tape that I'm putting on to like tell me which week I'm on is like the most decor that this thing has. I'm on the fence about that, honestly. Like part of me is like, that's cool. I've always been a functional planner. Function leads form for me every single time, but I still am just like, meh. Like I wish this was like prettier. But here's how I've been sort of like managing this, right? Like I use my Hi-Tec-C Coleto, which is right here, to mark what I'm doing. Previously I used a blue pencil. Before that I used a Pilot Friction, so I could erase it. However, I really find that I like having a record of what I was supposed to be doing, even if that changes. And with these columns being so wide, I have more than enough room. Like, say for example, we were going to go to the dog park yesterday, but I had to teach class, and so we didn't go. So I have more than enough room to cross things out and write what I did instead. So one thing I will say about this paper, which is 90 GSM, the more juicy fountain pens do like spider. So I don't know if you can see there and there. But yeah, so this is how I'm sort of recording my week. I'll write what I'm supposed to do in this guy, and each color has its own thing that it means. Most of these appointments are in one of these colors, but obviously you can't see them because they're covered. But I will usually use my TWSBI Eco, which I think is filled with Sailor, let me see, it's this one. Sailor Manyo Akebi, which it's almost time to refill it. But that is what I will write down my meals with. And then, pardon me, I've had a long day. I've had a long week. On Tuesday, it says here, I got locked out of the bank. I did not get locked out of the bank. My bank is switching banking services. And their online crashed on Monday or Tuesday, and has not come back up, or at least has not come back up for some of us that entire time. So I went to the bank on the next day. I locked myself out of the bank at the end of the day. On Tuesday, I went back to the bank on Wednesday to be like, hey, what's up? They were like, yeah, everybody got locked out of their online account. Shruggy shrug, don't know what's going on. I called the bank on Thursday because I still wasn't, like, they were like, just try it again. And I was like, okay, but I have like people, because like I have invoices I have to pay on the 1st of the month. I usually pay them, I like automatic transfer from my bank. Not all of them, but some of them. And so I'm like, okay, well, I have people I need to pay. What the fuck? I can't get into online banking. So I physically go to the bank on Wednesday. They're like, yeah, it'll be fine. The next day I call the bank at like 1 or 2, and they were like, we have a bunch of people in front of you. We'll call you back when it's time to talk to you. They called me at 5 p.m. I was playing with the dog here, but I was also talking to the bank here. I should actually update that. Play with the dog there. Talk to bank. Oh my God. It was, so they called me at 5 p.m. I don't know. I just felt weird about the phone call. I was like, I really need my bank statement for September. And the lady on the phone was like, okay, I'll send it to you via secure link. I get to work on Friday. And I was like, you know what? This is not the first time my bank has done something weird and like acted like it's no big deal. And I was like, I can't fucking deal with that. So I went and got a new bank first thing on Tuesday or on Friday this morning. And then went like driving around town trying to figure out, that's where all the pink is me like driving around town trying to figure out what to do. Having to physically go to my actual bank like before it closes for the weekend to like get my bank statements and like figure out what's going on and like transfer the money to the new bank and like oh my God, it's been bonkers banana pants. I'm also like not sleeping that well. Part of that is because I just am not sleeping well. Part of that is because our cat just like has been like yelling at us all night, and it's because she doesn't get that much attention anymore now that the dog is actually getting a lot more attention from us than normal because his behavior was horrible. And he's just been like he's been ripping books off the shelves. He's been tearing them apart. He's learned how to open boxes. So he's like taught himself to go into the pantry and like open boxes of like crackers and like other stuff. He opened the basket where we keep our like extra toilet paper and like threw that all around. Like he's absolutely being a menace. So now we're doing a lot more exercise with him to try and calm his bullshit down. But because of that, and partially because of that, the cat has been like, you guys don't pay attention to me anymore. So she will literally yowl, scream at us all night long. So that's happening. I'm exhausted. The bank thing, I'm exhausted. Everything, I am exhausted. Also, it's finally like fall, and I cannot stop sneezing. I'm allergic to everything, and whenever the seasons change, a bunch of things I'm allergic to just pop up, and I just spend days being relatively miserable. So I'm like feeling some kind of way. Let me see what's going on. Oh, this is my brain dump. There's nothing in here. This is not covering anything. This is a tab I actually made for the brain dump, so I would be able to find it. Here is some painting I did in the middle of the night, the other night with leftover gouache. I was watching someone on YouTube who was going through their art journal, and they were like, if you ever have leftover gouache, just like stick it in your journal. So that's what this is, but I was actually painting stuff. I don't know, it was like, what if I was a fashion designer? So I like made a fashion design lady. And then there's a bunch of other stuff. I don't know why I didn't think this through, but here is Inktober day 1. Inktober day 2 is kind of terrible. I like did not try at all. So let's fold that in half. Here's Inktober day 2. This is a sushi because I was having such a bad day that day. This is like on Wednesday. With the bank and everything else and like doctors and everything else, that I came home and I was upset, and my husband was like, okay, sushi for dinner. So that's what we did. This is apparently me trying to ink paint our dog. This is just doodles. And then everything else in here, I'm pretty sure is just journaling, and yeah. So that is this. Then my art journal, I don't have much in it. I have notes from the last comic book class, which comic book class finally ended, and I'm sad, and I didn't finish my comic, and I've been trying to finish my comic, and there's a bunch of other things. And I've also got a bunch of notes in this journal that I don't need people to see because I've been taking it everywhere. But this, so this is comic class. the last notes from comic class, I basically did nothing. But this is me playing around with some watercolor pens that I actually still have in my purse for some reason. That are pretty good. At first I was annoyed by them, but then I started just playing with them and like putting them on top of my paintings, and I really like them. It's these, I don't know how to Breviers. Sorry, I know how to read cursive, but I don't know. But here they are. And I like them, and I've been liking them. Once I figured out what I could do with them, I've been liking them. But we talked about Hero County and Taylor Cook and his watercolor work, and we talked more about Jeffrey Lemire, who I've been reading. And then I went to Oblation, our pen shop, and got my Inktober sticker or stamp, even though I haven't done Inktober in this book at all. And then I also got this stamp that's from Oblation, from the Travelers Company. And then I also just got the Oblation stamp. So that's all I've done in here. I also did an amazing, I'm very, very proud of it, Inktober drawing in my B5 journal. That is, of course, at home and not here. So I'm going to put the picture right here so you can see the picture. And while we're looking at this picture, I'll tell you how I made it. I was working on my comic, and I had leftover gouache, and it was all in these sort of like creams and browns because I was working on people's faces. And so I just took a big like floppy brush and just like painted it on this paper. And then I also put some other, like on the other side. And then after that dried, I went in with my ink pen, which, do I have one in here? I think I do, although it looks different, but it's like an ink with a brush tip like this. And I went through and I added like some details with the brush tip to like make the painting unique. So, yeah, I'm very, very proud of this one. And then, of course, while I was talking, I just added some whiskers to that cat. So that's what I've been doing lately. This is hopefully going to be a pretty short one. I've had a chaotic week. I just posted the giveaway live on my YouTube. So these YouTube videos are about 2 weeks out from when I actually like put them up. So this will be put up 2 weeks after I record it. So next video, I will announce who won the Mishmash giveaway, which is this guy. This is recycled leather, Mishmash, traveler's style with the little elastics, plain paper, and weekly, undated weekly planner. So that is up for, it's probably no longer up for grabs. By the time you see this, I will have picked the person. But that's what's going on. Thank you guys for coming. I will see you next week. Bye.